Tinubu speaks on Rivers political crisis, issues directive to Fubara. Hello guys, this one is coming from our own Tinubu, President Bola Tinubu, and is coming from him and precisely pinpointing Governor Fubara. And a few days ago, or rather some last week or so, we gave you a report on the Rivers State allocation that was withheld by the Supreme Court as regards to the involvement of the former governor of Rivers State, which is no other person than Governor former Governor Nyesom Wike. And guys, you know this is a fight, rather, it's a tussle. It's a hustle and it's bubbling because the state is not finding it funny. The governor is not taking it lightly. And we also gave you a report on how the militant group has come up to pass a warning to the Supreme Court and also an appeal to the president of the federation, which is no other person than President Bola Tinubu, asking that the allocation be released for further running of the state's amenities and all of that. This time, Tinubu has decided to come up, has decided to show up to to give a speech on the River State's issues, the crisis that has been ongoing. He has addressed and also advised that Fubara takes into cognizance the instruction of the Supreme Court and adhere to it. And on his own part, he has revealed and brought up an idea, or rather, open up on the plans he has to restore the peace, both to the private sector, to the private and to the public of the state. And guys, we know that despite the fact that Tinubu is our president, the Supreme Court remains the highest authority in the country. And I doubt if there is any way Tinubu's plan, or rather purpose of restoring peace privately and publicly in the state can oversee, or rather can supersede that of the decision of the courts. Because in this report, he has said that he wants to restore, he's going to make an effort, he's making effort rather to restore peace to the state. And he's also urging Fubara to adhere to the instruction of the court. So if you look at it, it's still the same thing. Whether he comes up to speak about his effort to restore peace or not, Fubara will still have to maintain and adhere to the court's instruction, because that is the final authority of the country. It's actually the final authority of the country. For me, there was no point, there was no need for him to come in, because although the militant group has urged and pleaded that he comes in and instructs the court, or rather make an appeal for the allocation to be released, but like we know, and you and I, we know, viewers, we know that the Supreme Court cannot be sidelined. Although this is Nigeria, anything can happen, but on a norm, the Supreme Court has the final say. So he has come up now to say Fubara should adhere to comply and oblige with the Supreme Court, and has also said that the Supreme Court has the final say. He has said it. And so he's himself coming up doesn't change the decision of the Supreme Court. It doesn't in any way. And he has also asked that the militants, which is the Niger Delta group, should come together, put heads together, and agree and work with Fubara to meet up with the demands of the Supreme Court, or rather the instruction of the Supreme Court. Guys, it doesn't change the fact that Governor Nyesom Wike still has, or rather wants to continue to have a say in the country, in this state's affairs, which for me it is not correct. It's not supposed to be, because his tenure is over. He's now occupying the position of the FCT minister, and I think it's all connections and concerns towards making decision in the state for him should be optional, because it is only when he's been asked that is when he should be involved. Do you understand? Because now there is a governor that runs the affairs of the state. Fubara should be allowed to run the affairs of the state. The speaker has been recognized. He has been brought to cognizance by Fubara. Mr. Barrister Amewule, he has been brought to a cognizant state. So for me, if Wike should stay out. Viewers, I don't know what you think, but like someone said, that Wike is the only man that can run two parties. The comments have been flowing in. Wike is the only man that can run two parties when the Edo State governor was insisting that the chairman of the PDP rather was insisting that all those in APC that are in PDP and that are occupying the positions of the APC should please come back to resign their positions and come back to the party. We know that Wike is a two-head person in the sense that as a one man, he can run two affairs. He can run even more. We know now, Mr. Project. So please, guys, I want you to keep your views coming in. What do you think about this? Do you think that Tinubu's decision can, for me right now, as we're seeing on the report, it cannot bypass that of the Supreme Court? I want to know what you think. But shortly, we'll bring you the news in full, in details of what the news entails. So please stay with us while we'll give you the reports in full. President Bola Tinubu has addressed the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, revealing his efforts to restore peace, both privately and publicly. Speaking to leaders of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum on Tuesday in the presidential villa in Abuja, Tinubu said he had foreseen the current situation and urged them to return home and work for peace while upholding the rule of law. He advised Governor Siminalayi Fubara to implement the recommendations given to him and respect the rule of law, noting that the Supreme Court remains the highest authority in the country. He also called on the Niger Delta leaders to support him in achieving this goal. The president's remarks came after the Supreme Court upheld Martins Amewule as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. In its ruling, delivered on February 28, the Supreme Court ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Accountant General of the Federation, and other financial institutions to withhold funds from the Rivers State government. The court accused the government of flagrant disobedience to judicial orders and stated that compliance with the law was necessary before funds could be released. The decision marked a political setback for Governor Fubara as the five-member panel of justices unanimously dismissed his cross-appeal challenging the legitimacy of the House of Assembly under Speaker Martins Amewule. The ruling affirmed the authority of the 27 lawmakers loyal to former governor and current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. Additionally, the Supreme Court nullified the recent local government elections in Rivers State, declaring them invalid due to violations of the Electoral Act. Well, viewers, this is the news in full. And due to this crisis in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State precisely, the elections that was recently held has been cancelled. That is also the reason why, although they said it's due to violations of Electoral Acts, but I think that is also one of the issues. But I want to know what you think. I want to know what your views are. I want to know your thoughts about this. Please keep it coming in and give your girl a thumbs up. Thank you for staying with us.